How's it going, everyone? Today we are here with a look at the top meta squads in GAC in terms of defensive hold rate. We're going to go through counters of the teams, but first let's talk about the teams. First one, we've got Ray with Ben, Cal, Exra, and then Fulcrum / JTR. Fulcrum right now is because of the Fulcrum Datacron, so JTR would be your more normal fifth option there, with a 48% hold rate, which is much higher than we've had hold rates in a long time. Next up, we've got Supreme Leader Kylo Ren with Darkside Ray, 36%. That's higher than I expected. And I had trouble for one this past week, so maybe that's something I start to look about shifting to defense. But yeah, so that's our our second highest hold rate team, really, because Ray, then it's okay. Next up is Ahsoka with Exra, 31% hold rate. Next up is Jabba with a 30. Leia with 28. Grievous with Snap with 27. I will say we do have droid Datacrons right now. That could be skewing that up a little bit. Then Karth with Zalbar Ami at 23%. JMK at 22%. Great Mothers at 20%. Qui-Gon Jinn at 20%. I'm not counting this as a separate team, plus it's Fulcrum Datacron, but there's just another Ahsoka without Ezra. But then the last unique team we have here is Finn Zori at 19%. We're just going to stop at the top 10, but you can quickly kind of skim honorable mentions like Starkiller, Regular Grievous, Traya, Gas, and so on. But let's get into the counters to these teams. So I've pulled them all in here. We've got our first team, which is Ray, JTR Fulcrum Datacron, about 45% hold rate. The high win rate counters, so I did everything above 75%, but also a max of 10 counters. So the only 4 above 75% we had against Ray was Balin, Leia Organa, Seer, and Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. I will say the Balin, a large part of this is going to be because of Fulcrum, because he has a bunch of anti-Ahsoka stuff. So you really probably just want to look at these, and even some of the Seer is using Fulcrum Datacron. So it's hard to say. Your most consistent non-Datacron dependent options here are going to be Leia and SLKR. Just so you know, just extra tidbit of info in that. Next up, we've got Supreme Leader Kylo Ren with Darkside Ray at 36. The only 2 counters above a 75% win rate were Darth Bane and JMK. Mirror was less than 75. JML was less than 75. I mean, I'm a little blown away at how high how low everything else is for that. So I might be putting that on defense myself going forward soon. Next up, we talked about it already, but Tano with Ezra Bridger Exile. Our counters were Leia, above 75%. Magma Trooper Datacron stuff. So this is Veers, Shorty, Magma Trooper. I don't remember who the last character is. I don't have really Magma Trooper, so I don't know myself. So that's why I don't know it off the top of my head. This is a Datacron specific counter. And then SLK with Darkside Ray. So this is not saying Darkside Ray is leading another team. This is SLK without Darkside Ray. The win rate is much lower, so I felt like it was worth putting SLK and Darkside Ray here to really clarify it's SLK and Darkside Ray to get you above the 75% win rate there. Next up, we have Jabba with a 30% win rate, and that is the Imbo lineup. We do have Hutt Cartel Datacrons right now, but we did have 10... we had 11 on the dot. I went ahead and added a note about the 11th team, just because there was only one more than 10. Ahsoka Tano, makes sense. She absolutely clobbers them. SLK with Darkside Ray. Mando with Sauna, so this is a Datacron thing with Sauna right now. And will be for a little bit longer as well. Leia Organa. JMK. Afra with IPD Datacron, although Afra has a solid win rate against Jabba anyway. Like, it is around 75%, based on, whatever we've got floating around in the pool. But since Jabba also has a Datacron, I didn't feel too bad also including this. Mirror Match was like 80-ish%, and then QA was 76%. So I just wrote a note that QA could kind of also be considered a high win rate counter. So anything above 75% win rate is something I consider to be a high win rate counter. Next up, we had Grievous with Stap, and that's 27% hold rate. High win rate counters were JMK, Darth Bane, Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, doesn't matter if you have Dark Side Ray or not. Jabba, Balin, Malgus, Leia, Lord Vader, Sith Eternal, and Bane, and then there were more, but we just cut off at 10. Obviously, as we get lower on the list, the hold rate goes down and there are more options. Next up was Karth Zalbar Army at 23% hold rate, and that is going to be JML, Sith Eternal, and when I didn't put armor here or anything, because this is just like Sith Eternal and Watt, because I think the Omni turns off when they're GLs. Yeah, it looks like there's some stuff that turns off with GL, but not the whole Omni doesn't turn off, but there's some stuff that turns off. Anyway, Sith Eternal, Watt, Bo-Katan, Lord Vader, JMK, Great Mothers, Palp Starkiller, Bane, and SLKR. So those are your high win rate counters for the Karth Zalbar Ami. Next up, we got JMK with a 22% hold rate, and it was this Padme lineup in particular. Our high win rate counters were Leia, Balin, Ahsoka, JMK, Jabba, Bo-Katan, JML with Cal, and Reva. And those were our only 75% plus win rate counters there. Next up was Great Mothers with Marin and the Zombie Bros. That was the highest hold rate version of Great Mothers. And your counters are JMK, Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, Reva, Seer, Leia, Balin, Ahsoka, Bane, Bo-Katan, and Malgus. And almost last, not quite though, Qui-Gon Jinn with a 20% hold rate, which surprises me with how long he's been around. That is with Beck, Cam, and Mace. JML, obviously, I thought about just not putting GLs because they all turn off the Omni, but JML, C, LV, JMK, and Jabba all turn the Omni off, so there you go. Our non-GL options, though, Enoch, Bo-Katan, Reva, Jar Jar, and Malgus. Obviously, Jar Jar is not the lead, but I just thought that would be more clarifying than Boss Stas. Last one, my camera's going to be a bit in the way here. We've got Finn, Zori with Resistance Poe and Rose. Then we've got Malgus, Lord Vader, Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, Afra, and Jabba. Then in the last 5, we have Darth Bane, Leia, JML, JMK, and Reva. So hopefully that helps you kind of understand what the current strongest defensive teams are. Obviously, this shifts a lot based on Datacrons, but this certainly leads me. This was the biggest thing I learned today, was this actually has a crazy high hold rate. Now, unfortunately, at my level, I think a lot of people are pulling JMK off defense because of Balin, because Balin beats JMK so badly. Because Balin beats JMK so badly, people are pulling JMK, and then if I pull SLK, he'll just get JMK'd, so I don't know that it really changes all that much, but still, very interesting to know that was up there. And yeah, Rey with Ezra Bridger Exile is crazy. It's just a matter of, do you want Ezra Bridger Exile with Ahsoka or with Rey? I don't know. I mean, the win rate hold for Rey with Ezra is higher than Ahsoka with Ezra, so maybe you're better off doing him with Rey. But those are the kind of things that hopefully you can learn from videos like this. How to organize your teams, what teams you want on defense, and what teams you want to save on offense. Like, for example, you only have 2 high win rate counters against SLK. Obviously, you've hopefully got Bane on offense. You don't have Bane, maybe you ought to think about having JK on offense then. So it's thoughts for the future. But yeah, hopefully you learned a lot. Hopefully this was informative, and I'll see you in the next one.